Hello everyone, hope you all are safe and healthy at home. Today the participants of group 16 are here to present you a project on the topic covalent bonding in carbon. So let us begin.
Carbon belongs to the 14th group of the periodic table and the second period. Its atomic number is 6 and its mass number is 12 units. Carbon is found in all the living organisms. It is also found in the Earth's crust and the atmosphere in a very small quantity. In the Earth's atmosphere, it is present in the form of carbon dioxide and is about 0.03% only. In the Earth's crust, it is in the form of minerals and is present in 0.02% only. Now let us talk about the electronic configuration of carbon. It is having an electronic configuration of 2, 4. So it can neither lose electron nor gain electron to attain its octet. But in fact, it shares electron. Let's see how.
Hi. Now my friend says that carbon can neither gain electron or can lose electron. So how is it possible that a large number of compounds carbon forms with the other atoms? This is possible because carbon has a tendency to share its electrons. Let's see how. Any group of atom can have either ionic bond or covalent bond. Now, elements forming ionic bond attain the noble gas electronic configuration by losing electrons or by gaining electrons. Now in carbon, it has 4 electrons in its outermost shell or the valence shell. So there are 2 options left up with carbon. Either it can gain 4 electrons or it can lose 4 electrons. So the first option is that it can gain 4 electrons. Now, if it gains 4 electrons, there will be 10 electrons in its outermost shell. It is very difficult for 6 protons to hold 10 electrons, that is 4 extra electrons. So the first option is not possible. Now the second option is that it can lose 4 electrons. But losing 4 electrons, it requires a large amount of energy, leaving behind 6 protons holding on just 2 electrons. So we can observe or we can come to a conclusion that neither of the options are possible. Carbon overcomes this problem by sharing its electrons, sharing its valence electrons with the valence electrons of other atoms. Not only carbons, a large number of atoms form compounds in such a manner. Let's understand the covalent bond with the help of some examples.
Hydrogen molecule is the simplest substance having a covalent bond. In the figure, the electron of first hydrogen atom is represented by cross, and the electron of second hydrogen atom is represented by a dot. Now, in order to achieve the duplet configuration, both the hydrogen atoms share their electrons to form a hydrogen molecule. Since both the atoms share only one pair of electrons, that is why it is called single covalent bond, and it is represented by a single dash. And similarly, bonds having 2 pairs of electrons between them are called double covalent bond, and bonds having 3 pairs of electrons between them are called triple covalent bond.
Carbon is unique because it has many special properties such as catenation, isomerization and polymerization. Catenation is the bonding of atoms of the same element into a series called a chain. A chain or a ring shape which is open from its end and are not bonded to each other or closed if they are bonded in a ring. Isomerization is the phenomenon in which more than one compound have the same chemical formula but have different chemical structure. Chemical compounds that have identical chemical formula but differ in its properties and the arrangement of atoms in the molecules are called isomers. Polymerization is a chemical in which relatively small molecules called monomers combines chemically to form a very large chain-like network molecule which is called polymer.
Now let us discuss about saturated and unsaturated carbon compounds. Saturated carbon compounds are those carbon compounds in which there is only single bond between carbon atoms and is known as alkanes, and its general formula is CnH2n plus 2. Unsaturated carbon compounds are those carbon compounds in which there is double or triple bond between carbon atoms and those atoms and compounds are known as alkanes and alkynes respectively. General formula for alkanes is CnH2n and for alkynes is CnH2n-2.
Now let us discuss about the chain, branches and these ring structures in carbon compounds. Now, as we have discussed that carbon shows catenation, that is the ability to form long chain with a single atom. Now let us take the example of butane having the general formula C4H10. As you can see that it forms a long chain structure. But now let us take another example. Here you can see that butane is forming a structure, but it's quite different as it is forming a structure like networks. So we can consider this as a butane structure having networks, that is branched chains. But in both the cases butane is having the same formula but different structures, which is quite interesting. Now let us take another example. Here you can see benzene having the general formula C6H6 is forming a closed loop like structure. We call this as ring structure. Hexane having the formula C6H12 also forms this ring like structure, and thus it is known as cyclohexane. So these were some of the special features of the structure of carbon compounds which are quite impressive.
Now let us take the example of methane. Methane is a chemical compound with the chemical formula CH4. It is a group 14 hydride and the simplest alkane, and is the main constituent of natural gas. As you can see in the screen, it is making 4 bonds which keeps the valency of carbon satisfied. Similarly, propane, butane, hexane, etc. makes bond with hydrogen and thus forming a number of hydrocarbons.
Carbon seems to be a very friendly element. Not only it makes bonds with hydrogen but also with other elements. Let's see how. On the screen you can notice chlorine and propane. Here chlorine is removing one hydrogen from propane to form chloropropane. In fact, here chlorine is acting as a substituent in place of one hydrogen atom, keeping the valency of carbon satisfied. In this way, other elements such as oxygen, nitrogen and sulfur can also remove hydrogen from the carbon compound, keeping the valency of carbon satisfied. Hence, they are also known as heteroatoms. Now let us look at some of the heteroatoms along with their groups on the screen. Here you can notice alcohol, ketone, carboxylic acid and many more functional groups. Now what are these functional groups? These heteroatoms and the group containing the specific confer property to the compound regardless of the length and the nature of the carbon compound are known as functional groups. In fact, the property of the carbon compound is also recognized by these functional groups. Now let us have some look at the carbon compounds formed by some heteroatoms. On the screen here you will notice that in each case a hydrogen atom is removed by some heteroatoms. So this was a brief explanation of the functional group. Now let us discuss about the homologous series.
Now you have gotten far better idea on what functional groups really are. Carbon atoms can be linked together to form chains of varying length. Hydrogen seems to be by default present, or you can say attached in these chains in order to satisfy the remaining valencies. Now when these hydrogen atoms are replaced by the functional groups, we get a completely new compound, and the properties of this new compound is determined by these functional groups. Let us understand with the help of an example. Now as you can see in the figure, we have a series of compounds. The first member of the series is CH3OH, the second member is C2H5OH, third one is C3H7OH and the fourth one is C4H9OH. Here you can see that the functional group alcohol, that is OH, is common to all the members of the series. Such a series in which Same functional group substitutes for hydrogen in a carbon chain is called a homologous series. There are some of the special features of this homologous series. Let's see what. Now, in this particular series, we can see that each successive member differs by CH2 group. It can be understood with the help of mathematics. Each successive member in that particular series differs by a common difference of 1 carbon atom and 2 hydrogen atom. If we calculate the mass of this CH2 group, it comes out to be 14U. It can also be said that each successive member in this homologous series differs by a mass of 14U. As the molecular mass increases in any homologous series, a gradation in physical properties is seen. This is because the boiling and melting point increases with increase in molecular mass. Other physical properties such as the solubility of these substances in a particular solvent also show a similar gradation. But on the other hand, the chemical properties, which is solely determined by the functional groups, remains the same throughout the homologous series. And that was all about the homologous series. Thank you.
This was all about carbon. Thanks for watching. Hope you like it.
So this was our chemistry project. Hope you liked it, and all the informations about these explanations are brought to you from our Science NCERT textbook and www.sciencedaily.com. Thank you for watching.